My ambitious and responsible Capricorn friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Capricorn, there is a subtle weight in the air as this week begins, a sense that something meaningful, yet unspoken, is stirring beneath the surface. Perhaps you feel the tension between wanting to remain steady and the quiet longing for a sense of belonging. You may notice that while your outer world moves along its familiar tracks, a quieter part of you is watching, waiting, gently nudging you towards something more connected. The urge to open up, to feel more seen and supported, grows stronger even as you maintain your calm exterior. There may be an ache for genuine warmth, or perhaps a nostalgia for times when laughter and closeness came so easily. You notice how carefully you hold your boundaries, and yet beneath it all you sense that old boundaries may be softening. It's as if your heart is quietly asking, is it safe to let others in a little more? The week opens with this inner dialogue, a silent negotiation between your need for self-sufficiency and your growing desire to share yourself more fully. As the days unfold, this internal landscape finds its image in the 3 of Cups. This is not about a loud celebration or being the center of attention. It is about the gentle recognition of connection, how even small moments of camaraderie can remind you that you are not as isolated as you sometimes feel. You may find yourself in the company of people who understand where you are coming from, or perhaps you simply feel the urge to reach out, to check in, to share a laugh, or to listen deeply. These moments, however subtle, touch something in you that has been shielded for a while. You realize that the longing for belonging is not a weakness, but a natural response to being human. There is a quiet joy in these exchanges, even if they are fleeting. Notice how your shoulders relax, how your breath deepens when you feel safe and understood, even for a minute. Yet with this comfort comes a twinge of uncertainty. What if these moments fade, or what if letting people in makes you vulnerable? You hold this tension gently, knowing that your need for connection is not at odds with your strength, but a part of it. It's a reminder that your emotional posture this week is one of cautious openness, a willingness to be present with others while still honoring your own pace. From this place of cautious connection, a path begins to take shape. The warmth you encounter or the longing you feel starts to shift the energy around you. What begins as a quiet invitation to share becomes a current pulling you toward greater clarity and vitality. The momentum is gentle but unmistakable. The friction you sense is not resistance, but the natural pressure that comes with growth, like muscles stretching after long rest. The emotional openness you have been exploring sets the stage for something brighter to emerge. The way you respond to invitations, the way you notice joy in the everyday, begins to create a ripple effect. Others respond to your openness, and you feel the world meeting you with a bit more light. This is not a sudden transformation. It is the slow unfolding that happens when you allow yourself to be seen, even in small ways. The inner state you carry, tinged with both hope and hesitation, is now gently shaping the week's events. You recognize the subtle power of simply showing up as you are. Against this evolving backdrop, the sun emerges along your path, bringing with it the unmistakable feeling of warmth and clarity. There is a pressure here, but it is the kind that comes with being invited fully into the moment. You may feel a growing sense of visibility, as if the world is shining a gentle light on your efforts and your feelings. The friction is not about conflict, but about the courage it takes to let yourself be seen in your wholeness, joys, and vulnerabilities alike. The momentum of the week carries you forward, sometimes pushing you to step into the light even when you would rather stay in the shade. There may be moments where you feel exposed, uncertain if others will understand your truth or if your happiness will be welcomed. Yet, each time you lean into this light, you find that the world feels less heavy. The active pressures are the invitations to engage, to join, to celebrate, whether in big or small ways. The momentum comes from within, a growing confidence that your presence matters and that your joy, however quiet, is worth sharing. The friction is nothing more than the gentle resistance of old habits meeting new possibilities. You sense that this week, the world is ready to meet you where you are if you are willing to step forward. Of course, all this possibility depends on how consciously you meet the moment. The warmth and clarity of the path are invitations, not guarantees. The light is there, but you choose how much of it to let in, how much to reflect back. The potential ahead is not simply waiting to be discovered. It is shaped by your willingness to participate, to connect, and to trust your own readiness. The path is not paved by circumstance alone, but by the choices you make in response to what is stirring within you. Each moment of openness, each act of self-acceptance, transforms the landscape ahead. What unfolds is not predetermined, but created in real time by your conscious engagement. The invitation is to meet these pressures and opportunities with presence, knowing that what you cultivate now has the power to shape what becomes possible. When you lean into this possibility, the Four of Wands quietly appears, offering an invitation rather than a destination. This is not about achieving a perfect outcome, but about allowing yourself to recognize and honor your own milestones. There is a sense of arrival here, not in a grand, celebratory way, but in the gentle acknowledgement that you have come farther than you realize. Growth looks like allowing yourself to rest in moments of ease, to notice when you feel at home within yourself and with others. The potential is not measured by outward success, but by the quiet satisfaction of knowing that you belong, first to yourself and then to those you choose to let in. The invitation is to savor these moments, however small, to let them nourish you, and to trust that you have created this space through your conscious choices. It is a week where growth feels less like striving and more like allowing, less like seeking and more like recognizing what is already present. The Four of Wands reminds you that stability and joy can coexist with vulnerability, and that each step you take toward connection is a celebration in itself. Looking back on the week as it unfolds, you may notice how each experience weaves into a larger tapestry. The longing for connection, the cautious steps toward openness, the warmth that meets you when you step into the light, all of these moments form a quiet journey from longing to belonging. The Three of Cups shows you that you are not alone in your need for closeness. The sun illuminates the path, inviting you to be seen and to trust that your joy is welcome here. The Four of Wands offers a gentle resting place, a sense of homecoming that arises not from grand gestures, but from the steady, conscious presence you bring to each day. Even in uncertainty, there is reassurance. Your efforts to connect, to be honest with yourself and others, are enough. The emotional resolution comes not from changing everything at once, but from noticing how much lighter you feel when you allow yourself these moments of belonging. By the end of the week, there is a calmness in knowing that you are moving closer to the kind of connection and stability that you have been quietly seeking all along. Actionable insights for Capricorn this week. Try letting yourself linger a little longer when you share a laugh or a quiet moment with someone. See how it feels to acknowledge your own sense of satisfaction, even if it is just for a few seconds. If you notice a moment of comfort, allow yourself to rest in it before moving on. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I let myself feel the warmth in small moments. I allow comfort to find me where I am. I am safe in my own joy. I belong to myself and to the world around me. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.